I mean, you asked me kind of like an interlude question. So maybe I will ask you an interlude question before we maybe get into the geopolitics, which something is coming.
Something's coming.
I'll give you a choice. Would you like a culinary question or a more absurd question?
Ooh, it's hard to decide. Why do I have to decide?
Okay. Describe the benefits of lab-grown humans. Like, you know how there's lab-grown meat? Like,
okay.
I can imagine in like some sort of dystopian future where they're just growing whole humans in the lab.
I mean, I would assume that if you have the technology to grow an entire human in the lab, you could also like prevent some like diseases that like that are already existing at birth.
Right.
So like you can grow like non-autistic kids.
Sure, like any birth defect could be scientifically corrected.
Exactly,
in
no
the gestation
diabetes,
process.
So that's one benefit. Like another benefit is just like cheap labor, right? I mean, if you can grow like an entire human being and you have the technology also to like set some like knowledge into this human being, you can like grow a human being that like has a specific knowledge of doing like a specific task.
But what you say is not so far off, because like if like instincts are embedded in DNA, like,
yeah, exactly.
The baby turtle knows to swim into the ocean. What you say could be possible.
But like, I mean, of course, like this is the question, like, should I bring any ethics into this discussion? Because like, of course, like ethically, like, I don't think I need to explain the problems of what I just described, right?
Well, the question, if we're being strict, the question is describe the benefits. So it's really a loaded question.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I think the benefits are clear. Like, of course, like cheap labor, birth defects, and also like there is a current problem in the West, right? Of like the birth rate
slowing birth rates.
It's not only slow, it's negative.
Negative, yeah.
Yeah, it's a negative birth rate. So of course, like another benefit is like people don't have to have sex anymore. Like you don't want to have sex, fine. Don't have sex, don't have children. We'll make our own artificial children. Like the government can just make as many children they want, like to get the economy going, right?
Government produced children.
Yeah. So sure. I think these are the benefits. But like, of course, again, ethically, like, I'm not a big fan of like, it's like lab-grown humans.
It's like what Obama said in around like 2013 or 14. He said, hey, he gave it a State of the Union address, and he said, we need America's youth. We need more engineers. We need more STEM, like science, technology, engineering, mathematics. America should grow in these technological fields. Like you can write poetry on the side. I'm not kidding. Obama really said this in his State of the Union address.
What did he say exactly?
This was around 2013. Obama gave a State of the Union address
after his re-election.
Yeah,
so he could say whatever he wants.
The late second term, he gave a State of the Union, and in it he encouraged young people, my generation basically. I was around 21 at the time, to pursue STEM fields. STEM, I think it's an American term for science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
Okay.
And he said something like, we need this, to help our country, blah, blah, blah. But, you can write poetry in your free time. This was his logic. So instead of waiting for people to pursue those fields, you could simply just flip some switches in the lab, grow a generation of STEM field
generate
researchers.
Some engineers.
Generate the engineers. I don't say this is good or bad, but Obama could have done it.
Obama,
had he had the technology.
If
the technology was there.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Okay. Maybe it's a bit of a too absurd question.
No, I mean, I think we're not far. We're not far from like cloning technology already exists.
CRISPR.
What is CRISPR?
Oh man, I don't know so much, but I had a friend who was talking about a biology pharmaceutical industry friend who was talking about this CRISPR technology, and this is like gene modification technology, from what I understand.
Okay.
And they can already do some like gene modification in simple organisms.
This is insane.
It's called CRISPR.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not so knowledgeable in this to bring it up in the podcast, but
yeah,
it's not so absurd, not so off the radar.
Yeah. I mean, the to get maybe to like the negative birth rate thing.
Yeah.
Just because we brought it up, it just like reminded me, and because you said we're going to discuss some geopolitics, it reminded me of Yasser Arafat's saying that he said that like the greatest weapon of Palestine is the Palestinian women's womb.
Ooh, okay.
So he said he will win by the numbers.
I mean, I respect this kind of reasoning.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm definitely on the pacifist side of things, but it's like, okay, if you are a people who are being oppressed, for lack of a more nuanced term, then how can you fight? How can you really like, yeah, try to like have a life for your people and populating.
Yeah,
it sounds so basic, but
exactly.
Populate.
Yeah,
yeah
I mean, just to be clear, Yasser Arafat was not a pacifist.
No, of course, I know the history. But in this point, I respect this as like, okay, it's kind of ingenious in a way. It's like you can't really fight that.
Yeah,
although. You can.
You can. You can.
Oh, okay, maybe we should dive into
we should move on.
Move on.
Well, another sip.
Another sip.
To the Palestinian women's womb.
Yes, I can cheer to that.
Yeah.